Welcome back to Studio 5. We all have bad days, but when life gets tough and takes a turn that's either tragic or heartbreaking, it can be really hard to handle. So today we're sharing tools to help get you or someone you love through life's deep trials. Studio 5 contributor and Back to Basics founder Connie Sokol is here with words of support and that kind of girlfriend-to-girlfriend solution finding that can be hard to recognize when you are in the thick of it. Connie, it's great to see you.
It's good to see you.
If this particular topic doesn't resonate personally to your own heart right now, we all know someone going through a tough time and you find yourself wondering, how would I handle it if I was in her shoes?
Yes, and I think just like you said, so many women are coming and looking for support, and what a great thing to recognize that everyone is going to go through a deep trial at some point, and so it's great to have some tools in your belt to be able to share with others.
And this isn't about the clinical advice as much as it is just heal the heart, build up the heart.
Exactly. It's girlfriend to girlfriend. It's I don't know what to do and trying to help them to know which direction might be good to go.
I really love this first strategy. You say don't hurry through the hurt. Do women tend to push past the pain too quickly, do you think?
Yes, and I think sometimes we tend to minimize it too. We kind of think, oh, we've got things to do, we've got life, and it's busy, and I've got kids. And so we kind of want to hurry through that hurt. But it's important that it takes time and that we give ourselves, first of all, permission to take that time to heal. I mean, even looking in the mirror and saying, I give you permission to take time to heal. And it will be surprising the layers that you'll go through and things that will come up, and just keep allowing that. Women that I talk to are going through what I call the 3 A's, addiction, abuse, and adultery, dealing with the effects of that, and then the scarlet D, which I call, that's divorce, and feeling that they're misunderstood or misaligned, or a lot of times the things that they're going through are not through their own choice, but they're just having to bear the burden. So giving yourself that time to heal is so important. And then the second thing is to find, first of all, a sanctuary. Find a place that is safe for you. Maybe it's a spiritual location, a building, or maybe it's just a storage closet that's clean, or not even clean. You can just lock the door and you can just sift. It gives you time to sift through thoughts and feelings. I know one of my friends that she went in the shower, her son was in an accident, and she would just cry, and that was her place to just let it all out, and then she'd get done, and then she could move on with the day. So it's something about water and healing too. There's kind of a connection there, but find your sanctuary, and that will give you that place and space to let that healing happen.
And what do you think is the balance? Because we do hear that those positive thoughts are contagious and can fuel us forward, right? So even the act of smiling, we know, triggers our brain. So what's the balance there of allowing that hurt, taking the time, obviously, but then pushing forward a little bit of positivity, even if it feels forced? What's the balance?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I think that's in finding the, soaking in those simple gratitude moments. Because when you're going through deep trial, the irony is that you're going through such dark places that the very smallest kind of joy, if we're intentional and we're looking for it, then it will fill us. It will make us feel healed and make us feel whole. I remember one day I was going through a really, really tough thing, and I just went outside and it was sunny, and I let myself just sit and soak in that sun and nature, and it was quiet, and I could hear the birds chirping, and it just felt like I was getting this little, there's hope and good things are coming. And I just soaked in that for a minute. And so do take those moments that you can take them and fill up and then move forward.
Deep trials have a way of fogging the brain, but also clouding the heart a little bit. And you say whenever and however you can seek clarity of mind, clarity of spirit, that is going to help fuel you forward.
Yes, and especially if the trials are mental or emotional, that it really is playing havoc on your brain and your emotions. It's really important to get clear. What is the problem, and then whose part is whose? And so first and foremost, excuse me, is maybe seeking the right credible and positive sources and organizations that will help you with that particular trial. So if you go online, whatever it is, maybe it's someone close to you that has an addiction, or maybe it's divorce, knowing how to go through those, ask yourself, do I have all the information that I need to make wise decisions? Sometimes we get in a situation and we're just sort of shooting and reacting. Instead, get all the information you can so you can make a wise decision, and then go to create a support network, and go to an organization that's credible, it's established and reputable, and preferably it's been from a personal recommendation. A friend has recommended it, used it, and said, this is a great place to go. So those are two really important things. It's important to figure out what the problem is, and sometimes we women unwittingly, maybe we're enabling the situation either by not speaking up or by not saying things that are helpful. It doesn't mean we're causing it, but it means that we're maybe not actually helping it, we're enabling the situation. So it's important to get wise about what's happening and then get clear counsel from others who have ideally been through the situation, used wise principles that you can get behind that are healthy and appropriate, and also preferably that if you're going to use more of a close network like friends or something like that, discretion is wise, and one or two good, wise, solid friends, preferably older, wiser, but that they're not in the same environment. They're not in the daily environment that you're in, maybe even a different city, a different state, but that also loves all the people involved. So there's no side taking. It's so important. The person that can love everyone and still support you is the person who's going to help you see through a clearer lens. So those are all important keys.
So choose those support friends very, very wisely.
Choose them wisely and discreetly. It's so important that you allow everybody in the situation to change. So making sure you keep those cards close to you, but in a wise way. Sometimes women go years and they say nothing and they're being physically abused and nobody knows. But it's so important that you speak and use your voice, but do it with people that you know you can trust.
I also like the advice and the encouragement to be a fact finder. I think oftentimes, you know, many women allow the emotion to take over, which is so natural.
And it's totally
we've all
natural.
been there. It's so easy to do, but looking at the actual facts, the data, if you will, that sounds so clinical and so sterile. But it does allow a level of clarity that I think sometimes those hormones, those emotions don't really allow us to see.
Absolutely. And another thing that's very helpful, if those things don't work, to do that very thing, those fact findings, is looking for those true things and also writing in journals. Journals are so helpful. There's different kinds. There's a throwaway journal where I'm just so angry. You write that and then you delete it. You're like, that was a tough day. But then there's learning journals, and it's writing down facts about what's happening so that when you go back weeks, days later, you can see patterns, and then you can see, oh, okay, I'm not crazy, or oh, I notice this happens the same time every month, so maybe my hormones are affecting it, or you can see when it's not. So you get to see clarity through that objectivity. So that's huge.
What role does joy have in trials? That almost seems like an oxymoron of a question to ask.
I know, and there are some days you just feel like, I can't even feel it, and you wonder if you're ever going to feel it again. But the beautiful thing is that it's always there and available. It is being intentional, and like I mentioned earlier, I call it soak in the simple. Just soak in the simple things. Maybe it's holding a child, or smelling them after they've been bathed, or just pulling over and saying a prayer, or maybe it's someone sent a beautiful, wise email, and you're just going to reread that and remember those good feelings. Soak in the simple. And then the second thing is to serve small. And I know you hear the word serve and you're like, I can't even get out of bed today.
I don't have one more breath.
I don't have one more thing. In fact, we were talking in our Back to Basics group last night. We're like, why don't we serve? Because we don't have the cute note, and the muffins didn't turn out, and we don't have the right cute saran wrap to put on the top. And stop it. Just sometimes it's just as small as, like you said, a smile. Or maybe your teenager's talking, you're like, I just can't handle one more person's diatribe. But you listen for 5 more minutes. Or maybe it's that you do get out of bed and you do get dressed and you do breathe. You are serving your family by every single thing that you do. So it can be served small, or it can be just showing up at someone's door and saying, I'm so sick of my own problems. Just say, how are you doing? I was thinking about you. And you will be amazed how often it blesses both your lives.
Beautiful words, Connie. As always, thank you so much. Where can viewers get more of your insight and strategies?
We're doing a 3 for $25, 3 books for Mother's Day. So any 3, you can choose them. And so wisdom, if you want fun, if you want humor, you want thoughtfulness, you can choose your books. 3 for $25, so go to ConnieSokol.com.
Pick your package. That's a great deal, especially with Mother's Day coming up. We love you. Thank you so much. All right, there's your 9